Hi, I'm Tasha Blasi, and I've done 10 rounds of IVF using 4 different clinics, and I'm one of the success stories. I have 2 children 5 years apart. My course, Patient-to-Patient Guide to IVF, is part of the Fertilities Unite project, or FU project for short, made to empower, encourage, and support people going through fertility treatments. The course is an accumulation of me. It combines my knowledge gained from 10 rounds of IVF with some of the best doctors in the country, having to change insurance companies 4 times, studying and teaching biology and chemistry, having OCD tendencies, as some professionals call it, which make the best organizational tips, my many costly mistakes from not totally understanding insurance, my research on how to implement the best and easiest tools for clean eating and stress management, my friends that I've gathered in the fields of integrative medicine, women's mental health, and fertility, and of course, spending the last 7 years as everyone's best fertility friend, or BFF, and the insights that I've gathered from their doctors and journeys. I'm not a doctor. I'm an expert IVF patient and coach. But I will share with you the strategies that have proven to deliver the best and fastest results. And sometimes they slightly differ from what the clinics might be recommending. For example, I was coaching a client going to a very well-known clinic in New York. They recommended that she did her transfer on day 3 and put back 2 embryos. I did not agree with this strategy. She was 35. This was her first round. She had 2 to 3 good-looking embryos. She wanted more than 1 child, but not twins, and had amazing insurance to cover 8 rounds of IVF. My first recommendation was freeze the embryos from the first round and do family planning. This is where you do multiple egg retrievals in a row, usually 2 to 3. You freeze them all and then you put back in 1 embryo at a time. The advantage of this process for her was her age. If she got pregnant now, the next time she tried for baby number 2, she would be over 35, which is when your egg quality takes a major drop. So if she wanted more than 1 child, it was smart to gather as many 35-year-old eggs as possible. Also, her insurance was paying for this right now. She might change jobs, or her work can change insurance companies. Knowing she did not have unlimited funds, I recommend she take advantage of her amazing insurance while she had it. She had inflammation from the egg retrieval, which is normal and usually most dramatic for the first round, as discussed in lesson number 8. I thought she should allow her body to rest a bit before moving on to the transfer. And the last reason is more of a personal preference. I like the drugs to be completely out of someone's system before putting in the embryos. No research to back that one up yet. Just makes sense to me. My second recommendation was for her to wait until day 5 for the transfer and just put in 1 embryo. As discussed in the course, I almost always recommend waiting for day 5. They have more of the kinks out, and if none of your embryos get to day 5, it's very telling about your egg quality or the clinic you've chosen. A day 3 recommendation from your doctor might mean that they're not successful at maintaining an embryo very easily for the full 5 days. My section on choosing a clinic will help you determine if you chose the right clinic. She did not take my advice on family planning. She was too eager to finally try and get pregnant after all these years. But she did insist on a day 5 transfer of 1 embryo. She is now pregnant with 1 child. First-time IVF patient. Lucky, lucky lady. The above information is just a taste of the information that the course provides, and if this was confusing, please know that I have definitions of the words and links to resources throughout the course. I created the course assuming that the person listening to it knew almost nothing about the IVF process. I can't promise that you'll have success with IVF with my course, but I'm certain you will finish it with clarity about what the process actually is, with the best tools to make this process as efficient and seamless as possible, and knowing which really important decisions need to be made ahead of time that you don't usually get the heads up about. Most importantly, you will have peer-to-peer support. With this course, I'll help you get through IVF smarter, better, easier, and cheaper than I did. The goals of the FU project are to help make some changes. First, by removing some of the anger and shame we typically feel from having to do IVF and replace it with feeling proud and indomitable, knowing we can conquer it. Also, change the journey from a nervous wait-and-see approach like everyone I knew took to a more confident, I so got this approach. You're still going to be scared, unsure, and nervous, but you're going to have so much more knowledge about IVF going into it with the best strategies. This knowledge will give you the tools to take control of your own journey. Throughout the course, I created Time Savers, which stands for saving you time, investments, mental health, and energy. My ultimate goal for the entire FU project is that you do IVF easier, smarter, and cheaper than I did. And I focus on the mental health aspect, which is typically ignored, with my best anti-anxiety self-soothers, or ASS for short. IVF is so much more mental than physical, and you need amazing ass to be successful with IVF. So I gathered the best of my ass for the posts and the course with research to prove that my ass is amazing. And no, ass jokes don't get old, so I apologize in advance. The last goal is to get you a much needed best fertility friend, or BFF, that truly gets what you're going through for one-on-one support and guidance for your specific needs. If you're thinking about doing IVF, have already started, or have completed multiple rounds without success, sign up for the FUTV weekly posts coming to you via email and social media. Next, purchase the online course, Patient-to-Patient Guide to IVF. Even the most seasoned IVF patients are surprised by the new advice and strategies that I share. And finally, sign up for a free consult with me so that we can connect and I can hear where you are in the process and what your current needs are. I realize that spending any more time and money on the fertility process might be the last thing on your mind right now. But this process is so much more mental than physical. And making sure you start it with the cleanest body and clearest mind and a solid knowledge base about IVF is critical to empowering you to take the lead on your IVF journey. I'm excited to watch you do IVF more easily, efficiently, and much more gracefully than I did. Your small investment in this course and the support packages will pay you back many times over in the actual money you'll save, the time you won't waste, and especially the emotional stress that will be eased. And as a bonus, you will learn the basic science behind the types of food to eat, stress relievers to practice, and the key to effective supplements that will be lifelong lessons for your entire family and you. In closing, you're the vessel for your new baby, but nothing can grow in a body that's blocked by a stressed mind. So do something as serious, fragile, subjective, and expensive as IVF correctly the first time. I hope you join me today. This is the Fertilitites Unite Project.